Okay, I just wanted to make another quick video using these do-it-yourself fuel tabs that we made yesterday. See if I can do this without jostling around too much. And I've got 24 ounces of water in the old pot, and let's see if it brings it to a boil. Now these have had about a 10-minute burn time in the past. As you can see, it gives off a real nice flame. And I think it puts off the flame of maybe 2, maybe 3 of those commercial ones that you can purchase. And these are a whole lot cheaper. We figured out, and this is just a ballpark, but we figured out that the ones you can buy, about 40 cents each, give or take. It could be higher, it could be lower. These cost us about 4 cents to make. The how-to video will be on the Survival and Emergency Preparedness discussion board with links and videos and pics and stuff like that. But it's definitely given off quite a bit of flame. Let me just move this for just a moment, just to give you an idea. Sorry for my fingers getting in front of the lens there. Just learning how to use this particular video feature. And sometimes I forget where the camera is. This will be the boring part of the video. Now we have, at the last SCP gathering, and you can see it's coming up over the side right there. At the last SCP gathering, we were able to boil, a rolling boil 16 ounces of water with burn time left over. That's we made our oatmeal Sunday morning like that. So this is 24. We'll see how much of a boil it brings it to, if it does it at all. But it's a good 10-minute burn time. Don't know how well we can see that. I'm starting to get a few bubbles in the bottom. A little bit more towards the middle. This will be the first time I've used this particular Esbit stove, so kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I used the pack stove at the SCP gathering, and it worked out really, really well. And it fits right inside the nesting cup and the stainless steel water bottle that I have. So it's pretty convenient. But Esbit stove is nice as well. Perhaps just a little bit more of a stable platform because it's a little bit wider. Okay, I just peeked inside and I'm definitely getting some little bubbles in the bottom. So we'll see if this actually does 24 ounces. It's still one heck of a flame. I think our next SCP gathering we're going to try to get a little mess kit that turns into a pan and maybe just do up some eggs and some of that good stuff right there just to see how it does with that and just test it out. The best way to test something out, of course, is just do it. And do it in the field. It's one of the things I've talked about on the board is so much better to do it when you're really out there, out in the woods somewhere, rather than your backyard. I mean, the backyard's okay. But really testing it out under field conditions, I think it just gives you all the little nuances that come up and little things that could come up and just gives you a sense of overall confidence, I think. Well, it's still blazing up. I'm looking at the counter. It looks like coming up on 4 minutes there. So maybe about 3.5 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that it's actually been lit. Okay, I've opened up the lid. I don't know how well this will show up, but we're definitely getting a little bit of boiling action there. Not a rolling boil yet, but it's definitely starting to warm up there. So I'll put this lid back over, kind of keep the heat in, and just see what we can do, see how much of a boil we can get it to. Tell you what, I very much like this Esbit stove. I'm going to look forward to using that in the field on the next gathering we have. Just in case you're wondering, we're looking at doing first weekend in December. Anybody that's in Florida would like to join us, they're more than welcome. We're looking at going to J.B. Starkey Park up in Pasco County, and there's a remote primitive camping site that's about 6 miles out, and we're planning on biking out to it, just like we did the last time. The last time we went out it was about 3 miles, and a very pleasant trip. We just really had a wonderful time, so we figured we'll step it up just a little bit and do the 6 mile one. Haven't seen what it looks like yet, but looking forward to it. And I don't know how much audio you're going to pick up on this, but I'm definitely starting to hear some stuff going on in here. I'll just leave that lid open. It would boil a little bit better, of course, if the lid's closed, just to keep the heat in, but kind of like watching paint dry or grass grow, I suppose. But a lot of people have been curious about this, not just on the SCP board, but a couple other boards I go to, and that's starting to look like a rolling boil to me. So, yep, definitely got a rolling boil on 24 ounces. I measured that out, and that was pretty much, I could have fit just a little bit more in that that pot, but I think it would have boiled over just a little too much. So 24 ounces, which is a pretty good amount of water, for camp cooking. And I think you could definitely get, if you had an even bigger pot, you could get more water. Let's go down here. It's still one heck of a flame coming up over both sides. I've got this thing pretty much in the middle. You see it's coming up over on that far side right there as well. So it's producing a lot of flame, a lot of heat. Not bad for 4 cents. And that's what we figured it out. My buddy, his screen name is Scout on the SCP board. He came over with the family yesterday, and we just had a good time. I mean, it's a little time-consuming, but not what I would call labor-intensive by any means, but just time-consuming with the wax melting. But we kind of planned on it being that way anyway, just so we could sit and the families enjoy each other's company and had lunch together and just talked about all kinds of things. So didn't mind that it took a little while, and we could definitely cut the time down if we wanted to. We talked about that yesterday, but as far as just a fun activity, we didn't mind it at all. So this is definitely doing a rolling boil on 24 ounces. And it's still putting out a good amount of flame, so once I get this up on YouTube, we'll see exactly how long it actually stayed lit. But times I've done it, it's been right around the 10-minute mark. The amount of wind coming through, that's going to affect it as well. You could always dig a little bit of a hole, put your Esbit stove down in it if you wanted to cut some of the wind if you had to. But I think that would definitely qualify as boiling. Definitely hot enough to make oatmeal and fry up some eggs. Should have brought my gloves in to take that off, but okay, the flame is starting to die down just a wee bit, and I can tell the rolling boil is just going down to a real hot water. Still got a little bit of a boiling action there, but I mean it did get up to a good rolling boil for several minutes. Let's see. Looks like we are about out. It's still warm in there, but it's no more flame coming out. So anyway, that was the do-it-yourself fuel tab. Like I say, the links will be on the board, and the photos and the video on how you make them. It wasn't hard at all. It was a lot of fun. So hope the video was somewhat entertaining, and at least gave you an idea of what they can do. At least they can bring 24 ounces to a rolling boil for, that was probably a good, I'd say, couple of minutes. It was really rolling. So thank you much.